Update. I gave up my career to be a stay-at-home dad, and my wife doesn't respect me. Original post. She wasn't happy about me giving up my job. I worked as an occupational therapist. We did daycare for a little bit, but we had a very bad experience after dealing with 2 different daycares. We both knew one of us had to stay home. My wife made more money than me, so I stayed behind to be a stay-at-home dad. Financially, it makes sense to me. We're saving a lot of money from me staying at home to take care of our children. We're doing this until our kids are school-aged. We have a 3-year-old and 1.5-year-old. I'm not asking for advice, I just need to rant. It's really hard being a stay-at-home parent and having a partner that is so negative. My wife is resentful because I'm a stay-at-home dad and she didn't get to be a stay-at-home mom. She said I took that from her. She said that in marriage counseling. You took that from me. Those words stay in my head. It makes me feel like I robbed her from an experience she always dreamed of having. She said she's embarrassed to tell people that I'm a stay-at-home dad and she works. So she lied to her co-workers and said I worked from home. I guess she's lying about my career too, since you can't exactly do what I do from home. Why would you be embarrassed? Because you're a man and you're a stay-at-home mom. Wow, okay, ouch. She said it's sad that I'm a man and I've changed more diapers than her. That's her job. It's sad that I've done more feedings than her. She's convinced our children prefer me more because I spend more time with them. She's upset that I robbed her from breastfeeding, but it's all that stress that also affected her breastfeeding. So with both of our children, we had to transition them to formula when they were feeding at the time, and she was so bitter about that. I asked her what would make her happy. I do everything. I make sure everything in the house is taken care of. I take care of our children. She said she wishes I made more money so she can stay at home. That won't be possible ever, unless if she decides to take a lower-paying job on purpose, but that's stupid, especially in this economy. She knows she's being unreasonable. She really does know it sounds ridiculous. She just wishes in another life she got to be a stay-at-home mom. She thinks that's every woman's purpose and dream. She hates working. I understand her at the same time. I would trade places with her if I could, but this isn't ever a possibility unless she changes career paths and purposely puts us in a financial pit, which is not an option. When our kids are school-aged, I will go back to my career as an occupational therapist. I'm not changing career paths. I hope my wife can just suck it up a while longer. That's my confession. Now for the top comments before reading the update. This kills me inside. I read so many posts here from women complaining about their deadbeat husband who doesn't help with kids and chores. Yours is complaining because you picked up all of the slack. Oh wow, I didn't think of it that way. We can't ever win, I guess. As a stay-at-home dad myself, I appreciate this post. I do a lot and it's not appreciated, just like I'm assuming a stay-at-home mom isn't appreciated. So much of what I do is completely invisible and assumed as easy. It's harder than any job I've had, but so rewarding. Like being a stay-at-home mom, I'm assuming. Take a look at your last sentence. That's why mom wants to do it. She knows how valuable it is. It's not about not appreciating you. She's straight up jealous. If he made more money and she was the stay-at-home parent, I bet she would be jealous that he gets to leave the house and get away from the kids for 10 hours a day. There's just no pleasing some people, nor is there any accounting for their taste. Best of luck to OP and his family. I think you're awesome. She needs more therapy and to do some reflection on why she really disrespects you. I wanted to do it isn't an adequate reason, especially if being a stay-at-home dad embarrasses her to the point of lying to others. Insecure nonsense. I can't believe adults still act that way. I started to feel insecure about myself when she felt she had to lie about what I do all day, as if being a stay-at-home dad wasn't good enough. Yeah, that part really struck me. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. She has a man that is secure and wants to do the best for his family. Not many men do what you do. You're a gem in my opinion. I do really hope she can adjust her mindset, because I don't think she's looking at it from a good angle. Transitioning to a new way of life is hard, and maybe she just needs some extra time and therapy. Now for the update. I had to sit down with my wife. She expressed to me there's no fixing our marriage unless if I make more. She said she thought she could do it, but she's sick of wearing the pants every day. She's been speaking with an attorney behind my back. She's gloating because she won't have to pay my broke-ass alimony because we weren't married that long, and it's uncommon for a woman to have to pay alimony. She said the only thing that's going to suck is only seeing our kids 50% of the time, but she said she can't look at me anymore. She's not proud to be with me, and she's embarrassed to be seen with a stay-at-home mom. She really resents me. She also let me know that she will eventually get remarried to a real man that knows how to support his family. She's made me very suicidal in such a short time, but I know I need to stay strong for my kids. They are so small. They don't deserve any of this. Edit to add, so many people on my first post and this post keep asking me if this arrangement was ever discussed. First and foremost, not everything is planned to the book. It feels silly that I even have to explain this, but obviously things happen and plans change. You can't plan your entire life in a book. On my first post, I already explained daycare was the original plan and it didn't work out with that daycare. And then we tried a different one and we had very bad experiences with the daycare system. Becoming a stay-at-home dad was a logical decision we both know we had to do, because we need my wife's income. We can't survive on my income alone with 4 people in a household. Good luck to her when she realizes that now she will now still be working full-time and now will have to be responsible for the 50% of childcare she wasn't involved in. OP, stay strong. She's in for a rude awakening. For your kids, you will be able to withstand this, and you'll come out better in the end and find someone who respects you because you deserve it. Also, I'm calling BS that she doesn't have to pay alimony. You've sacrificed a career to stay home and take care of the kids. Get a lawyer of your own. Don't let her walk all over you. If she's already this confident, it makes me think there's somebody else. She's probably got someone telling her that they will work to support her, but it's not gonna be what she thinks it is. Not in all cases. Sometimes divorce means less stuff to take care of. She's going 50-50, meaning equal responsibilities. One of my co-workers has a stay-at-home husband, but she does almost all the cleaning and childcare. She cooks her own meals for her 16-hour shifts, plus meal preps for her kids and husband. She does the chores, etc. He watches the kids at home, aka the kids fend for themselves while he plays video games in room. He threatens suicide if she tries to get him to do anything or to stop drinking. My coworker found that divorce gave her more free time because she had one less person to clean up after her. I am truly so sorry. Seek therapy, a lawyer, and a job. Regardless of what she says, child support is to ensure children have equitable resources between homes. So regardless of other things, that will definitely be something she has to pay. Also, engage a lawyer about alimony. There is no need to believe her. Seek your own answers. Reach out to your support network and community. Job last. You want no job during the divorce proceedings, but want to show massive effort. He was an occupational therapist. It probably varies by region, but showing massive effort while not landing a job would be kind of hard where I live, as the job is in high demand. Fight. The reason women normally don't pay alimony is because the positions are normally reversed. The same with custody. The person who makes more pays more. Alimony is often only awarded if the length of the marriage is X number of years. Varies by state. It sounds like she's divorcing before the cutoff. Child support is inputted into a calculator. It also factors in health insurance costs, daycare costs, etc. Yes, she'd likely owe child support, but if she's also providing the insurance and has 50-50 custody, it won't be as much as you might think. Yeah, exactly. We haven't been married that long, and it's not going to be hard for me to find work. I will be able to get my old job as an OT back at the same place I worked at before I became a stay-at-home dad. I left with them at a good standing, so I'll be fine work-wise. Courts aren't gonna see me as someone that needs alimony or child support, since we're also splitting 50-50 custody. Best of luck to you. Hire an attorney to represent your interests. Keep your head up. It gets worse before it gets better, but it does get better. Last story. I screwed over my cheating husband. Throwaway account for some privacy. My main account has too much about my life, and I don't want random people to know my main account and just get too invested on my life, lol. My ex-husband has been cheating on me with everyone. Literally everyone. It started with our neighbor. Yeah, awkward as heck. He cheated on me with his coworker. He cheated on me with women from social media. Women from bars and clubs. I only knew from checking his phone. He is a good liar. If I didn't check his phone, I wouldn't have known any of this. I did confront him. He did apologize, but he said he's a man and he's wired to look at other women, and it's in his nature to cheat. He wants me to be his wife because he loves me, but he needs more than one woman sexually. I always knew that his mindset was BS, but I needed my ex-husband, so I said, okay, just don't throw it in my face. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it, and I don't want your girlfriends coming up to me. I don't want you to mess with anyone that I know, like friends and family. I know staying and planning an escape out is not what people on Reddit recommend. I've been an active member of Reddit for 7 years. I never posted about my marriage ever until now, because I know everyone here would just tell me to pack a suitcase and leave, but that's easier said than done. I'm not trying to be homeless or in a situation that would hurt me more. I'm thinking of shelter and being secure financially. I have kids. I had small children. I wasn't going to risk seeing them only half of the time. I don't have enough money of my own to make it myself, and child support isn't enough, especially back then when my ex-husband didn't make that much money. I would just have been screwed over if we had divorced right then and there, especially during that time we weren't even married that long and we were stuck in an apartment lease, so we didn't even have any property. And trust me, I did talk to an attorney, and I would have to share custody with husband, which I couldn't do, and I would be screwed financially. I've never been a forgiving person. I'm a resentful woman. I will screw you over worse than you did me. It might be slower, but it will sting worse than what you did to me. I hate you, and I hope you do see this post. You're always on this sub. That's how I knew about it. He would always read Meet People's confessions on here, and now you have one written about you. What a terrible man you are. I stayed with my ex-husband for 12 years. I left him when I was ready. During the marriage, my ex-husband paid for my schooling to be an esthetician. I went to college for a useless degree, and it didn't help me at all in life. So I used my ex-husband to pay for esthetician training. I'm a medical esthetician now, and I am financially stable without my ex-husband. During my marriage, I did work. I wasn't a stay-at-home mom, but I was never advancing in my job. During the marriage, he also paid off my medical debt and student loan debt. We also eventually had a house. We split it and sold it in the divorce. I didn't even have my own car when we first got married. I do now, and he paid off my car too. I'm so glad I waited to leave him. I also will eventually receive Social Security and a portion of his 401k. I was able to receive half of the marital funds, which is mostly his income. He does have to pay alimony due to our income disparity and length of marriage. It's not long-term alimony though. My children are older now. My eldest moved out, and I just have one more child about to graduate high school. I just turned 40 this year. It's been a year since my divorce was finalized. My friends ask me if they think I wasted my life, and I can confidently say no. They probably think I wasted my youth being married and having kids, but I will never regret my kids. And even if I had divorced him early on, I would still have to struggle with being a single mom, which would have been harder. Instead, I got up in my feet and focused on my career. I had things to do. I was more motivated after he cheated on me. I still lived my life even though I was married to an idiot. I had my casual sex here and there too. He never knew about it. It would have crushed him, and he would have filed for divorce if he found out I cheated on him. But he was not smart and never checked my phone, and I took precautions. Anyways, I got more from waiting to divorce him when I was ready than what I would have gotten if I just left with no plan. I'm in a better position, mentally and financially. He also paid for my therapy. I wouldn't have been able to do that on my own. I started dating again after my divorce. I found love again. He knows I just got out of a marriage and it's getting serious between us, but I expressed I don't want to get married again and have a possibility of going through this entire thing again. This was a battle. Losing 100% access to your own children is scary, and I know they are adults now. But then going through this again now that I'm established, I can't lose what I recently gained. I hope my boyfriend can get over the fact that I don't have any interest of getting remarried again, but I'm happy with a long-term relationship with no cohabitation. If you actually read this far, thanks for listening, and I hope everyone here has a great day. I hate to admit it, but I've always admired people who can plan ahead like you did. Was it hard to wait? It was hard in some ways, but I always knew it was temporary. My ex-husband eventually getting a better paying job helped a lot. In some ways, money bought my happiness. I would stay on top of my goals. I made appointments with attorneys now and then to talk about my goals and how closer we are getting, and it'll make me feel better. I kept myself busy. It also helps that my ex-husband travels for work, so I had a lot of peaceful days out of the month. The only time I won't understand the long game is when abuse is involved. If you're getting beat up and your kids are too, you need to act fast. Being unalived is not going to help your kids. Any other time, being strategic about your financial security and playing the long game is choosing to be smart. I agree. Good for you. I'm glad you're happy now. How did your ex take it when you filed for divorce? How's he doing now? For some reason, he thought it was out of nowhere, like he genuinely felt blindsided. He thought I wanted a divorce because he got rid of my senior dogs. My husband couldn't stand them anymore. My 2 senior dogs had urinary inconvenience and peed in the house too much, and that's his biggest ick. He rehomed my dogs to an older couple. It broke my heart, but I know the older couple is more compassionate and patient, and they lived a happier last couple years of their lives with them instead of being with my husband who would yell at them for going in the house. Rehoming my dogs was a very recent thing he did, which is why he thought that's why I wanted a divorce. Like months before I hit him with the divorce. Anyways, that's not why I left him, even though I did hate him more for being so hard on our seniors. Anyways, he was like, "Really? That was so long ago." Like, ugh, yeah, you cheated on me more than I could keep track of. He asked why now. It doesn't make any sense. And I did tell him pretty much why I waited. He called me a bitter gold digger lol. When it comes to children, is he friendly or cold towards? He was a great father. Kids love him, but he's a terrible partner.